Shalom Akim. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to all the Akim out there pushing the word of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai in truth and sincerity. I'm Brother Lloyd from Great Millstone Miami Camp, and today what I want to do is go into a lesson concerning the current tensions between the United States, which in the scriptures is called Babylon the Great, and Russia, and over Syria, over the Syrian conflict, as it's called in the mainstream media. And basically what I want to do is I want to illustrate how in the Bible these things are mentioned in the Bible by way of prophecy, okay? And hopefully this video is edifying, and I go into a few precepts to edify that point for the edification of the elect. So without further ado, I have Revelations 13 and 11. It reads, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." Now this vision that John the Revelator is having is concerning America. Okay, it's a vision that he's seeing, but this vision, this symbolic vision, this dream that he's having, in this vision he's seeing a lamb that had two horns and it spake as a dragon, and this vision is supposed to represent America symbolically. Okay, and how do we know that? Well, it says that this lamb had two horns, which these two horns are supposed to represent the political parties of America. Okay, horns represent power and authority. They, how would I say, rule, okay, leadership, governance, okay, and America is ruled by two political parties that pretty much govern the masses of this country. But it says that he spake as a dragon, so America, even though America appears to be a lamb to the world, to the rest of the world, trying to bring democracy and peace and equality and liberty, so to speak, really it has serpent-like intentions and motives. Okay, that's why it says that he spake as a dragon. All right, so America and the world, it tries to portray itself as bringing peace and equality, but really it brings nothing but death and destruction to all these nations that it claims to try to help. So continuing on, this is again concerning America in verse 12. "And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them that dwell, or them that which dwell therein, to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed." All right, so right here it says that he exerciseth, or this beast, which is America, exerciseth the power of the first beast which was before him. And now that first beast that was before him, that preceded him, is talking about NATO. Okay, when you read Revelations 13, I believe from verse 1 through 7, if I'm correct, verse 1 through 7, verse 1 through 8, there's a prophecy in there that talks about another a beast coming out of the sea and pretty much receiving the same power that the great red dragon, which is Rome, had in its day, but receiving and exercising that power now in the modern day. Now that beast that had a body like a leopard, and a mouth as a lion, and the feet as a bear, and it had 7 heads and 10 horns, that's talking about NATO and the EU. Now when it says that America, or this beast that was as the lamb, which is America, exercises all the power of the first beast before him, that's basically talking about how America is used as NATO's frontman, so to speak. Okay, me and the brother Shamar Amath did a lesson yesterday concerning how America was the hammer of the whole earth, and we went into this specific prophecy, and in that lesson we pulled up some source from Wikipedia that basically illustrated how America's the chief contributor of military personnel, both active personnel and reserve personnel, and a chief contributor of actual, how would I say, monetary, basically monetary expenditure, military expenditure of NATO. Okay, I believe over 70%. Than all the other NATO countries. So when it says that he exercised all the power of the first beast that was before him, not only is America the chief supporter of NATO, both with military personnel and money, but at the same time, America helps or is the main nation that pushes forth the agenda of NATO upon these other nations. Okay, for lack of a better word. Okay, so I'll read that again, verse 12. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them that dwell in to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Okay, so by America going into all these other nations, and pretty much exercising or pushing forth, forcefully pushing forth the agenda of NATO by its military, that causes all these other nations to submit themselves unto NATO and their agenda. Okay, and that's pretty much what you see happening in the Middle East right now. Okay, where America goes into all these other nations, and this happened throughout history. Like me and the brother Shamar brought out yesterday in the lesson, how America pretty much goes into all these other nations and they send their military and pretty much destabilize these nations, and set up their own puppet leaders, take out the current regime or the current party that's ruling the country, and set up their own, puppet leaders, and set up their own institutions, their own European institutions and American institutions there, and pretty much take the resources and divide them up again amongst the NATO nations, the EU nations, and the United States, and that's pretty much what you see going on in Syria. Okay, and that's the reason why America is over there in Syria. Okay, verse 13, and he causeth, or he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. All right, this is talking about their military. Well, not their military, but it's part of their military capabilities. It's talking about their missile capabilities. Okay, their capabilities to actually fight fire missiles that can pretty much transverse air, sea, and sky to hit their target. Okay, and that began, at the end of the World War II. With Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but that's also continuing on to this day. And we just saw, in light of recent events, Trump having the U.S. shoot missiles over to Syria over an alleged gas attack. All right, that Assad executed upon his own people allegedly. All right, which makes no sense because the guy was winning the civil war. And he was actually defeating, the rebels and ISIS, but he decided to, gas his own people, knowing that it was gonna bring, that the whole world was watching him, and it was gonna bring two gigantic powerhouses, Russia and the United States, in his country, and make the situation even more volatile than it already is. But whatever. That's what they push on the mainstream media. All right. Oh my goodness, man. But anyway, moving along. Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and lived. All right. So by means of these miracles, okay, or these missile capabilities, America is causing all these other nations to submit themselves by means of their military might, okay, and their missile capabilities, to submit themselves onto the agenda of NATO. All right, which I explained before. Okay, but eventually this is going to bring negative attention from all of the other nations that, in the case of Syria, that are allied with Syria. The main one being Russia. You also have Iran and China. Okay, and also the China's allies as well. All right. Verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, which is basically what you see going on today, man. These other nations not wanting to submit, not wanting America and European and NATO influence in their country, and NATO deciding to send troops over there, mainly American troops, all right, and pretty much destabilizing those nations, man, and killing a lot of people, man. All right, and it goes into the that the image of the beast should both speak, dealing with their propaganda, man, pushing out that propaganda. In the case of Assad, that he gassed his own people, and we should go to war and things of that nature. That's what you see. That's what you're seeing going on today, man, and it's all illustrated in Bible prophecy. Okay. This is 2 Ezra 16 and 1. The next precept. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Okay, so woe is an old English word, which basically is it's an exclamation for lamentation, and lamentation is great crying, great sorrow. Okay, great bewailing of sadness. All right, or distress. All right, so it says woe or lamentation. Unto be unto Babylon, which modern day Babylon is America, okay? Because America is going to be destroyed. All right, just in case you haven't had gotten the news, you Americans, especially you Edomites here in America, and you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans here in America, and all you other heathens that have your hopes here in America. Just in case you didn't know, America was going to be destroyed, man. All right. And it says, so again, woe be unto Babylon and Asia. All right. And who's the main power over there in Asia? Russia and China, okay? And you also have the Korea. You also have Japan. You also have India, all right? So there's going to be great death and destruction that's going to happen over there too, man. Great lamentations over there. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria, all right? So we already know, things that have taken place in Egypt in the past 4 or 5 years, okay? The great distress and sedition and civil unrest that's taken place over there, along with the death of the Egyptian president a couple years back. All right, and also it says Syria, man. That's why you see so many people dying over there in Syria, man. That's why you see so much distress and war, all right, over there in Syria, man. Okay, so much destruction, okay, because it's all outlined in prophecy. All right, the Lord spoke it before it happened, man, declaring the end from the beginning, like it says in Isaiah, in the book of Isaiah, verse 2. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand, man. All right. So, you have all these people out here crying over the deaths that's taken place over there in the Middle East, okay, in Syria, and in Egypt, and various other places in the Middle East as well. All right. This is all outlined in prophecy, man, and really, it's a sign that we're at the end of this thing, man. Okay. The Lord said that their destruction is at hand, man. The destruction of America, Babylon, the destruction of these Asian powers, the destruction of Egypt, the destruction of Syria, man. How are they going to be destroyed? They're going to be destroyed in the time or in the events of World War III, man. That's when their destruction is going to come, man. All right, that's when their power, okay, and their nations are going to go through great distress, man. And that's going to be by way of a third world nuclear war, man. Okay. All of this is outlined in prophecy, man. And that's why more than ever, man, brothers who are in the truth, man, and our people in general, man, should start getting into these scriptures, man. Okay? Instead of being so emotional and being so and having their head pretty much in the sand, and just following whatever Esau says on their, news media, man. Okay? Now, I have another prophecy here out of Ezekiel 38, which pretty much outlines Russia's role in World War III, and their role in the tensions that's going on in the Middle East, as it is outlined in prophecy, man. All of this is according to prophecy, man. This whole back and forth between America and Russia, man. All of this is outlined in prophecy, man. All right, and what America has done in the Middle East and Syria, man, that's gonna draw Russia into the Middle East and into World War III, man. Okay, so the Most High can judge the Russians and their armies as well, man, because the Lord is really using all of this to judge these heathens and their armies, man. Okay, to put them all to shame, so that they could know that who the real God is, man. Because all these other nations are vying for their hegemony, all right, over the planet Earth, man. Whether it be America, whether it be the EU, NATO, whether it be China, Russia, okay, whether it be Iraq, they all think basically that they have next, man. But the Most High is going to show them by drawing them into World War III and having them destroy themselves and actually taking part in destroying them. Okay, the Lord's actually going to take part in destroying these other nations as well. He's going to show them that He's the only one who has next. All right, and that He's the true King of Kings and Lord of Lords, man. All these other heathen nations are going to recognize who the true power of the whole earth is, man. All right, so here I have Ezekiel 38:1, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. All right, so this is talking about Russia, man. All right, this is not talking about the Japhethites. No, this is talking about the people who live in that land right now, man. Okay, and those are Edomites. All right, who go by the name Russians. Okay. Verse 3. And say, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. All right, so the Lord said that he is against them. All right, so don't get it twisted. We want we want Russia to get drawn into the Middle East, and we rejoice when we see that happening, man. But guess what, man? That doesn't mean that we're on Russia's side, man. No, man. We're not rooting for you heathens, man. We just want you to do what you got to do and get involved in World War III, so the Most High can destroy you, man, and establish His kingdom, and so that we can reign with Him, with Yahushua, man, forever, man. Okay, and teach you how the world is truly supposed to be run in righteousness, man. Okay. Verse 4. Okay, because it says I am against thee. Okay, not for thee, against thee. Verse 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, man. So the Lord said that He was going to put hooks in their jaws, man. All right, and those hooks in the jaws, man, is basically America trying to one way that's that's describing how the Lord's going to pull Russia into World War III, man. Okay, because at one point in time, the Russians didn't want to get involved in, they wanted to keep their own autonomy, as a nation themselves, man, instead of expanding their influence in Asia. But now the Lord's dragging them back into, back to be what they used to be in the time of the USSR, man. Okay, the Soviet Union. Okay, and bringing them into World War III, bringing them into the Middle East, man. And how's the Lord doing that? By using America, man. By having America and NATO try to force their influence and instill and impose their influence in the Middle East. And by doing that, especially in light of Trump attacking Syria, okay, actually attacking I believe it was a military base in Syria, actually directly attacking them, that's gonna draw the attention of Russia and Russia's allies as well, man. Okay, and that's gonna lead them to send their troops into the Middle East. All right, and eventually culminate in World War III, man. Which is why it says, I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Verse 5, Persia, okay, and Persia is pretty much an ancient way of saying, or the ancient name of what is called Iran in the modern day. Okay, so Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, Gomer and all his bands, and the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. All right, so the Lord's not only going to draw Russia into World War III, okay, not only going to draw Russia into it, but also all of Russia's allies, man, which include Iran. Okay, this is all according to prophecy, man. When you see tensions happening in the news over Russia, concerning Russia and Iran over Syria, and other nations in the Middle East, know that this is part. Okay, this is already prophesied in the scriptures, man. It's plain, man. All right, plain to them that understand. Okay, verse 7: Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Okay, so that's why when the United States attacked Syria recently, okay, that's why the Russians and all of Russia's allies were all up in arms, man. That's why they were so how would I say so indignant about what happened, man. Okay, and calling America out on its bullshit, saying that basically putting it out there that was a false flag, man. That's why they responded in that way, man, because the Lord prophesied, okay, the Lord spoke it, that they would be a guard unto all these other nations, man. Okay, all these other nations, man. That's why this is happening, man. Okay, all the other nations that are assembled unto Russia. Okay, all of Russia's little allies in the Middle East, man. Okay, Russia has become a guard unto them. All right, and so when the United States attacked them, and Russia responded, that was all a part of prophecy, man. That was all according to prophecy. Okay, but this is all going to lead up to World War III, which is also prophesied in the scriptures, man. All right, Joel chapter 3 verse 9: proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Okay, so this is what we're doing. We're proclaiming this among the Gentiles, man, because the Lord set us up to be the prophets, man. All right, and to be the teachers in the gates, man, and we're proclaiming it among the Gentiles. Salakia, tongue twister, I guess. We're proclaiming it among the Gentiles that they should prepare war, man. All right, they're gonna wake up their mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, man. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say I'm strong, man. And that's what's taking place, man. All these nations that were once agricultural nations, they're taking all that funding and beginning to fund it into their military, man. All right, and now they're claiming that they're strong too. Why? Because they're also being backed by Russia. They're being backed by China. Okay, you have the tensions that's going on in the Korean peninsula. All right, between the Koreas and Japan. You have that. All right. Why? Because because on top of that they're gaining nuclear capabilities, man. All right. That's why they're starting to buck up and come against the agenda of NATO and America, man, and Western influence, man. Okay, because they have the means to fight back, man, and they have allies, big and powerful allies, to help them. Verse 11: assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty men, or thy mighty ones, to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about, man. Okay, so the Lord's awakening all these heathens and he's drawing them, all right, he's drawing them into the valley of Jehoshaphat, man. All right, so he can judge them, man. That's why the Lord said that he's going to put hooks in their jaws, man. All right, he's drawing them out, all right, pulling them into the Middle East so that he can judge them, man, for all the wickedness that they've done upon the earth, man, in the time of their rulership, man, and for oppressing his people, which are the Israelites, man, wherever they be scattered. Verse 13: put ye in a sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great, man. So it's time to reap souls out here, man, to reap lives, man, because your wickedness is great, man. It's your wickedness. It's time for your wickedness to come to an end, man. Okay. Verse 14: multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision, man. Okay, so when all these nations begin to send and mobilize their forces in the Middle East, man, it's going to be a great multitude of them, man. All right, and the Lord's going to judge them all, man. They're going to be fighting one another, bombing one another, shooting at one another, shooting missiles and artillery at one another, man. Firearms at one another, man, killing each other off, man. And on top of that, the Lord's going to show up and they're going to try to fight against the Lord, which that's also illustrated in the second Ezra. I believe it's the 13th chapter, man. 12. It's around the 13th chapter, and the Lord's going to destroy them, man. He's going to turn them all to dust. Okay. This is Revelation 16:12, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared, man. Prepared for what? And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of God Almighty, man. All right, so the Lord's the one who's stirring up these spirits of these nations and these kings, man. All right, to prepare them to be brought to basically to go to war with one another, man. Because they and it's funny, man, how the Lord set them up, man. They think they're going to war to set up, their own independence, or come to some state of to be a world superpower and to take their opponent down. But really, they're going over there to be judged, man. All right. And in verse 13 and 14, man, it says that there's gonna be there are spirits of devils working miracles, man. All right, coming out of the mouth of the beast, out of the mouth of the false prophet, out of the mouth of the dragon, man. So the Lord basically putting lying spirits in the hearts of the false prophet, which is the Roman Catholic Church, man. All right, out of the mouth of the beast, all right, which is NATO, out of the mouth of the dragon, okay. And they're using their propaganda, whichever way they could possibly use it, to stir up that spirit of war, man. All right, so that they can be gathered together to the great battle of the great day of God Almighty, man, which is Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. So they can be judged, like it says in the book of Joel, chapter 3. Verse 15, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garment, lest he walk naked and they see his shame, man. All right, and that's what we're doing here, man. Okay, the prophets, man, the brothers, the great millstone, man, all the sincere scattered across the globe, man. We're watching, and we're supposed to be watching, man. Watching these events, man. Okay, to see, to know the times, and to know that we're in the times that the Lord's about to return, man. So we can keep our garments, man. So we can be covered with the covering of the Lord, man. All right, and not walk in sin, man. Walk naked, man, because the Lord's about to come. When the Lord comes, he's gonna come unexpectedly, man. All right, he's gonna come when people least expect it, man. When people are not looking for him to come, he's gonna come, man. And the only ones who are gonna be watching are gonna be the elect, man. That's why it says, "Blessed is he that watches," man. Okay. Verse 16, and he gathereth them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. Okay, which in the Hebrew is Harmageddon, which means a hill, or a multitude, or a mountain of troops. Okay. Verse 17, and the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, It is done. And there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake and so great, which is dealing with the nuclear destruction, man, because these other nations are going to be bombing the daylights out of each other, man. They're going to be bombing each other to the dark ages, man. Okay, that's what's coming to the world, man. All right, and it's going to shake the planet, man. That's why it says it's going to be such a great earthquake, not since men were ever upon the earth, man. So you got to imagine that, man. You got to imagine the world's going to be shaking and rocking back and forth when this nuclear destruction comes, man, as a result of World War III. Verse 19, and the great city was divided into three parts, and the cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon came in remembrance before God, to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of her wrath. Okay, and that's talking about the nuclear destruction of America. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. Okay, so all these other nations as well, they're gonna be destroyed, man. Their power structure is gonna be brought down. Okay, verse 21. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent, and men blasphemed God because of the plague of the great hail, for the plague thereof was exceeding great, man. And that's going into I believe it's in the book of, I want to say, Zechariah, where it talks about the plague where the Lord would smite all them that fought against Jerusalem. Okay, and it pretty much goes into the description of the effect of the nuclear missiles, man. Their tongue shall consume away in their mouths, their eyes shall consume away in their holes, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut in sunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations, man? So America's influence in the Middle East, man. America dropping bombs in Syria, man, and all these other nations, and bringing Russia into it, forcing Russia to come and intervene along with its allies, man. All right, and eventually culminating into World War III, man. America doing that, trying to be the damn police force of the whole planet, that's gonna get America destroyed, man. All right. how is Babylon become a desolation among nations? Okay, yeah. How is Babylon America? Okay, America the great, America the strong, got the strongest military, the greatest nation of the planet Earth, man. How is it gonna become a desolation among the nations? How is it gonna do that? Well, that's gonna happen by the way of thermonuclear fire, man. Okay, and that's why it's illustrated that way in Revelation 16 and 19, man. All right, talking about the destruction of Babylon. At the same time, simultaneously, while talking about the great earthquake and the great hail coming out of heaven, man. Okay. Revelations, last precept, Revelations 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly, man. And like I've been saying in this lesson, going into all of this is going to culminate. Okay, not only are these events, America and Syria and Russia, not only these events illustrated in Bible prophecy. Okay, not only are they illustrated, but that's all going to lead up to World War III, man. Okay, and America's destruction. Okay, all right, and that's what this verse is talking about. The second war was past, and behold, the third war cometh quickly, man. The third world war is coming very soon, man. Okay, and all over the news you have people, musing and talking about whether or not Trump basically just started World War III, man. Okay. Verse 15, and the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven, saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Hamashiach, and he shall reign forever and ever. Okay, so this World War III that's coming, which is going to result in the destruction of America, the destruction of Russia's army, okay, the destruction of, the judgment of all these other heathens, man. All right, that's going to end up after that, that's going to usher in the kingdom of heaven, man. All right, the Lord is going to reign over the world, man. Okay, so with that, I hope this video was edifying for the elect, for the brothers. And I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the honor to the elder apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to all the Akim out there pushing the word in truth and sincerity. With that, shalom and death to America.